let me just kind of back. Like, I haven't been sharing much on social media. I've just been feeling like, I've just been doing a lot of going inward. And prior to that, I had these massive experiences of awakening. I felt so much bliss, felt so dialed in, so connected, like so much love and heart opening. And then, like in the past few weeks, I've been in this place. And it really, it's this feeling of like falling apart. I've been emotional. Just before I got on this, let's see, you guys are watching this right now. Melissa says you've been feeling this way. Before I did this, I'll show you what happened. So I was doing some work, and my family had plans to go to the beach, and I got off the phone and they left. They took off because one of my other child had plans, and they didn't invite me. And I just lost it. I was in so much tears, and I was very emotional. I'm actually getting emotional about it now. And also just observing myself at the same time, here's mom crying like a little girl because her family left her. And this process of falling apart, I could just stay in that emotion. And of course, it's so important for us to feel whatever is going up. It's like feeling of abandonment, feeling of hurt, all these different beliefs, and then the feelings that are coming through. And at the same time, it's observing, because we're just reliving these old patterns, especially in this process of awakening. So I don't know why, but my higher self said, share this with you, even when I'm feeling all broken up and even a little crazy. I'm going to share this with you because this is the process that I'm going to, and maybe there's a couple of you that it'll also make a difference for. So, this thing happens. It doesn't matter the story. It doesn't matter, oh, my family left. They're coming back. When I called them, they're coming back. It has nothing to do with the story. What it has to do with is this is an energetic pattern, whether we've inherited it, whether it's generational, whether it's just it's an emotional imprint from childhood. And so it took me just feeling the emotion and then observing, instead of getting in the middle of it, because what happens often is something happens, we get disappointed, our expectations aren't met, whatever thing is coming up, and we have the feelings about it. And then there's this earlier pattern. But what also happens is we pile on other thoughts, nothing ever works out, no one ever listens, whatever, all these other things, and we put them on, and then we have this sort of this mess, and it's hard to stay free from it. So what I do when I'm falling apart, it's practicing, and certainly not doing it perfectly, practicing being the observer and noticing, instead of as a divine being, as we're in this process of awakening and claiming our power as sovereign beings, we have these other programs that are going to come up. It's this detoxification. And so and actually thank you for all of you that are watching right now and co-creating with me, because even just for me to share this with you and to feel my emotions, but then also not in a mask, but just also speaking from higher self, I feel better. I'm oh yeah, okay, this is who I am, even when I could feel 30 seconds ago I'm falling apart. And so it's this process of awakening and claiming our sovereignty. It's observing when something like that happens, feeling the feelings, whatever the emotions are, and being and just kind of curious, oh yeah, there's Tera when she was 13 years old or 18 years old. I was seriously talking to my kids, I was a kid. They're like, okay, mama, we'll come back. It's like pathetic. At the same time, no, I'm going to have compassion about it. It's just like, yeah, I was just feeling my feelings. And this is the other reason I'm sharing this is I haven't been wanting to share. So this is my edge. I've really been having this feeling of just going inward. It's just my family left this morning, but there's been other little things that have been happening and these different triggers. This is a process. It's a process of detoxification. It's a process of letting go of these patterns that don't serve us. And when we're aware, when we observe, when we can name it and also feel the feelings, it's like, this is how we shift it. And so I'm sharing this with you all because I love you and I love myself. I love all of us, and we're here to rise together. And I'm sharing this because I want to open up the conversation, because sometimes there's too many of us that, like, you're seeing on social media, like, yes, I'm living my dream. Yeah, I can show the amazing sunsets, and like, this is amazing. Life is beautiful. And also I walk through the muck, just like you and the rest of us. And this is the process. And we don't have to stay in the muck. We don't have to stay in the stories. That's the difference of sovereignty. We don't have to stay in the stories, and there's plenty of tools. And Carrie says, hello, hi. I see Karen. Jenna Lee, oh, thank you. Well, I was sharing, I've been going inward, and I'm just like, I've been feeling so like, emotional, and I haven't wanted to share. Hey, Eva. Hi. And so, and I'm doing this also because this is my edge, and it's like, if I'm always sharing with you and I've got all this bubbly energy, like, yes, life is amazing, I'm also, that's also disingenuous, because sometimes we all have those dips and we have our highs, and my work is to empower myself and empower us on how do we navigate that? How do we release those generational patterns? This has been my, I wouldn't say curse, but this has been my entrance, and my gift is releasing these generational patterns. So the more that we talk about it, then it's like, hey, this is part of the process of awakening. It's not all just like, it's not all roses, and it can be, but there's a process. And we also don't have to subscribe to the drama of it either. It doesn't have to be so hard. We can quickly shift. So I just went through like this. I was really upset. And I shifted it in the past, 15 minutes. I was just like, wait, what is this? I'm acting like I want to even reframe that, because I say acting like a child, like that's a bad thing. No, and Tammy says, you're all real. That's a bad word. Well, the real side, those are all aspects, they're all different facets of us. It's not just one thing. So acting like a child, and that's amazing, because this process of awakening is being as children, full of love, open-hearted, humble, and coachable. So all of that. So I just wanted to drop in about this and share what's been showing up, and maybe break the ice, and just speaking to giving ourselves permission to fall apart, not necessarily staying in the stories. We don't have to stay in the stories, but that it's okay to fall apart. We can shift it quickly. We can ask for support. Thank you for all of you that have shown up. And my family's coming up. They're coming back to retrieve me, so there's a happy ending to the story. And remember that you absolutely can live your dream now. See, I'll let you guys see. See my guardian to the rescue. He's back. I don't know if you guys can see. See, family to the crazy mama. Bye.